Almost all of us have done it, hailed a ride through an app. But how is that impacting our ability to get around already congested cities? Joining us to talk about the effects of ride sharing is Jennifer Keesmaat, CEO of Keesmaat Group and former Toronto Chief City Planner. Now, so what is going on? We dump all these Ubers and Lyfts and all the rest of them out onto the streets and expect the streets to be less congested?
Well, that's just it. The good news is that many of us use these services and we like them. They improve our quality of life. They're a quick and easy way to get a relatively inexpensive ride somewhere around the city in a car when you need a car. The flip side of that is exactly that. They're very convenient and they're very cheap. So we have this kind of strange problem going on, which I would actually say is a pricing problem. Transit is very expensive.
Both ways.
Both
you go
ways,
both ways, right?
And on a per ride basis. So
Yeah.
Transit's really costly. We have challenges with reliability. Our system's overcrowded in Toronto. And then on the flip side, you've got these ride apps that appear to be very inexpensive and very convenient. And if you're ride splitting, as my kids do, when you ride split, well then, you know, it's $1 more, $2 more than transit without a lot of the hassle.
There's truly a push or pull because you look at Toronto or Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, transit, public transit isn't great. It's not like you're in Seoul, Korea, where it goes everywhere and you can get to every community, no problem. That's the challenge for city planners, a challenge that you faced here in Toronto.
Well, it's a huge challenge because transit is the most effective way to move people. It's the most sustainable way. The physics of transit are great. You can get a lot of people in a relatively small space. So it works really well in dense cities in particular, where you've got a lot of people living in close proximity. On the flip side, cars are environmentally a nightmare. Yeah. They take up a ton of space. They're very inefficient. So this brings me back to the pricing. The pricing should actually be flipped. It should be relatively inexpensive to use the efficient way of getting around, and it should be more expensive to use something that's inefficient.
That's a hard sell, though, right? And so how do you do that where you encourage cities? You can't obviously build a subway in 5 minutes. That's not going to happen. How do you get cities to push that eco-friendly way while businesses are dropping their prices even more?
Well, I would say it all comes back to pricing. So one of the problems in our cities today is we have wonky pricing.
Yeah.
So roads look like they're free. I can get in my car right now and I can drive away and it looks like I'm not paying anything. When in reality, roads cost the municipality a tremendous amount of money. And no matter how much I use the roads, I pay the same in my property tax bill for those roads. So there's no pricing connected to usage. Transit, there's pricing connected to usage. And part of the challenge with Uber, with Lyft, there's no pricing for the roads, which makes it appear cheap when in fact it's being subsidized by the municipality.
All right, well, we're not solving it this morning. Prices up on Uber and Lyft, prices down on transit. We'll leave it right there. Jennifer Keesmaat, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.